last video, I talked about living in Bali and my overall experience. So today I want to talk about the Southeast Asian countries that I have traveled to so far. What was my overall experience and would I go back? My first stop was Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. So I didn't really know what to expect going to Ho Chi Minh City. I had watched some TikTok videos and some YouTube videos. So I knew some of the things I wanted to try and some of the places I wanted to visit. So my first stop was to the Saigon Central Post Office, which was massive. There were so many people. You can go there and buy souvenirs. You can do some shopping. You can mail off postcards. I actually sent my mom a postcard, and that was like my first time doing anything like that. So that was super cool. So definitely check it out if you are traveling to Ho Chi Minh or you know someone who is. Let them know that the Saigon Central Post Office is a cool place to stop and grab some nice items. Across the street from the post office was a restaurant that served the famous banh mi. Now, I had watched some videos of people who have tried like the pork banh mi. I don't eat pork anymore, so I got the fish. And to be honest, I was a bit underwhelmed. I would probably give it a 5 out of 10. Like, I'm used to like condiments. Like, I'm used to some oil, vinegar, salt and pepper, mayo, mustard, honey mustard. Like, that's my type of vibe. So the banh mi was a little like, you know, maybe if I would have tried another restaurant or maybe gotten a recommendation from a local, I probably would have had a better experience, but 5 out of 10. However, what was not underwhelming was the famous Vietnamese egg coffee. Now, I am not a coffee drinker, and hearing egg coffee doesn't sound very appetizing, but baby, 8 out of 10. It is the perfect mixture of sweets and a little bit of bitter, but that egg coffee had me in a chokehold for at least 3 to 4 weeks. That's how good it was. And I went to the Little Hanoi Cafe located in Ho Chi Minh. And there are many places that serve the egg coffee. If you live near a Vietnamese restaurant, definitely check to see if they have it on their menu. But Little Hanoi Cafe is super cute, super quaint, and that's where I tried the egg coffee, and it was amazing. So if you ever get the opportunity and you're open to it, check out that egg coffee. The cafe apartments was very popular amongst the social media people, the YouTubers. It's this huge building in Ho Chi Minh that's made up of different like little cafes and restaurants. I did not go in. I think I was just walking around and I came across it, but I didn't feel like walking up steps, and the elevator looked a little janky. So I was like, I'll admire it from afar. But if you're into like cafe hopping, that's the perfect spot for that. So definitely check out the cafe apartments if you're in downtown Ho Chi Minh. Also, the walking street and the famous market. So I forgot both of the names, right? So I'll insert the name to the famous market right here. There's so much to look at. I don't think I did any shopping because I was overwhelmed. It was so much, like food, clothes, souvenirs, hair, like anything you wanted, you can get out of that market. And it was a lot of people, a lot of things to look at. So if you love shopping or want to get some good things at a really low cost, definitely check out the famous market. I will say this about Southeast Asia. It is extremely affordable to live here. And this is coming from Frugal Francis, okay? It is very affordable. But Vietnam is on a whole other level. I don't like to use the word cheap, but Vietnam is super affordable. So you can get like some really good quality items at a low cost. So definitely check out the malls, the markets. you can get some really great things. On my last night, I went to the walking street. I forgot the name, so I'll insert it here. But the walking street was a vibe. I mean, bars, restaurants, entertainment, smoke, like I mean, it was crazy. And like if that's your vibe, and even if it's not your vibe, because I'm not a club type person, but I do love live music and they had that out there. You can get some good food, some good drinks, like some good entertainment. So definitely check out the walking street. I'm sure it's a vibe every night. It doesn't have to be Friday night, Saturday night. You can go on a random Tuesday and I'm sure it will be live. So highly recommend the famous walking street. Overall, my experience in Vietnam, I would give it, or Ho Chi Minh specifically, I would give it a 8 out of 10. I don't necessarily need to go back to Ho Chi Minh because there are other areas in Vietnam that I would love to visit, such as Hanoi or Da Nang. But Ho Chi Minh was cute. So if you're traveling to Ho Chi Minh, check out the Saigon Central Post Office, the famous market, the walking street, get some banh mi, and definitely try the egg coffee. So my second stop was to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So I want to enter in this disclaimer. If you or anyone you know traveling to Malaysia, Malaysia is a very conservative country, so things that you may wear in Bali or Thailand, you cannot wear those things in Malaysia. So I just wanted to put that out there for anyone who's thinking about traveling there. Make sure you get those dresses that are down to your knees. Make sure your cleavage is covered up because they don't play. So at this point, I had been in Bali for 6 months straight. So I was very excited to visit Malaysia. And fortunately for me, I had met a few people who were also doing visa runs and they were also going to Malaysia. So I was excited that this trip I wasn't going to be solo. One of the popular things to do in Malaysia, or specifically KL, is to visit the Batu caves. And the Batu caves is made up of temples, wildlife, and actual caves. Once I got out there, like, it was stunning. It was beautiful. There were so many people from just different cultures, different religions, and I can't express enough like how surreal it felt, especially going into the actual caves. Like, I think you have to walk up maybe 200 to 300 steps just to enter the caves. And listen, it was a struggle for me, honey, but I made it. I don't know.
Too late, you're
Okay,
Hello, So I am Alan, the narrator of this video, and we are in Batu Caves now. We climb all the way up there, and you can see how fantastic that is. You might not know where we are, but we are in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. And that is our girl Taryn. She made it up there.
I made it.
Boom.
And it was worth it. Because standing in the caves was such a surreal experience for me. I've never been in a cave before. So it was just gorgeous. I can't stress that enough. Like, it was surreal. It was gorgeous. It was stunning. Of course, you had the monkeys out there. So always make sure you hold on to your phones, your hats, your purses, your cameras, because those little things, they will take your stuff and run off. But overall, like, I highly recommend the Batu Caves. 10 out of a 10 experience. It was free because we like free over here. Okay, we like the free. One of the other things you can check out are the Twin Towers, which are extraordinarily beautiful, especially at night. You can actually buy a ticket and tour the buildings, but I just took a picture outside of the buildings, and you have people out there who will take your picture professionally, which is really cool. So yeah, it's a nice place to check out, and if you're interested in actually touring the actual towers, you have that option as well. And Malaysia has really good malls, like the best malls. I did a lot of shopping there because some of the things that I wanted, I couldn't get in Bali. So when I got to Malaysia, like specifically, I went to Sephora and I got the Ordinary Hyaluronic Acid Serum because I had been wanting that for so long, but I couldn't find it. So When I saw it in Malaysia, I was so happy. Like, they have incredible malls, incredible shopping, so you can definitely find some really good things there as well. And outside of one mall, I forgot the name of it, but there's this fountain light show that they have. I think it's like every 30 minutes or every hour. Super beautiful. Very nice experience to have with your family, your friends, your children, whatever. It's a free fountain light show. Yeah, it's really nice. It's super nice. So definitely check it out. If you're already at the mall and you're just waiting around, I highly recommend you check it out. And also Chinatown. I don't care where you are. You should always check out Chinatown. You can find the best deals. You can find some good food. I think I bought like maybe some shoes and like some different things, but you can bargain and get some really good prices. So definitely check out Chinatown in Malaysia. There's a lot of cool things to do out there and a lot of good foods to try as well. Overall, I will give my experience in Malaysia a 7 out of 10. I probably would not go back because there isn't much to do in Kuala Lumpur. But if you're thinking about traveling there or want to travel there, I think it would be a really good experience. So 7 out of 10, Kuala Lumpur. Last but certainly not least, let's talk Singapore. Singapore is the America of Southeast Asia, which is why I was only there for 2 nights. I remember leaving the airport and I wanted to grab like some snacks because I was going to head straight to the hotel. Baby, that sandwich was $16. I said, I'm used to paying $7, $5, like $16. Oh, honey, I'm here for a good time and not a long time, okay? Singapore is a small country, so there's not much to do, but one of the things that came recommended to me was to visit Gardens by the Bay, which is this light show where they have the trees and they have lights and music. And it's really cute. It's a really cute time, especially like for families, for couples, for solo travelers. But after a while, I was like, okay, I've seen the trees, I've seen the lights, I've heard the music. What else? What else is going on? Okay, in the words of Cynthia Bailey, what else is going on? But fortunately for me, in the area was a Shake Shack. And y'all, even when I lived in Atlanta, I never really went to Shake Shack like that. But when you're overseas and you see a familiar restaurant, it's like the lights of heaven just rain down. Like that Shack burger, those cheese fries, that Arnold Palmer. Yes, Shake Shack. I stayed in a capsule hotel in Singapore, and it was located right in Chinatown. And I had seen videos of people who went to like Japan, who have stayed in capsule hotels. So I went on Airbnb.com and I looked at some of the reviews, and I was actually excited because I've never stayed in a capsule before. So this was going to be my first experience. And I must say, 8 out of 10. I would go back to that capsule hotel. The only reason why I do not give it a 10 out of 10 was because you have people from other places that come and they're not always mindful of noise. So that's the only thing that was kind of like a con. But baby, the capsule itself, the facility was spotless. The capsule had a flat screen TV, they had outlets, they had like little reading lights, they had like little nook areas where you could work on your laptop or your iPad. The pillows were comfortable, the blanket was comfortable. I slept like a lamb on cotton. I will say between Vietnam and Singapore, they had the most comfortable beds. So yeah, if you are on a budget and you're going to Singapore and you don't plan on being there that long, definitely check out the Capsule Hotel. I'll drop the name right here. 8 out of 10 for sure. Singapore is the cleanest country I have ever visited. Cleanest country, cleanest place, clean. I don't even think you can chew gum in Singapore. That's how clean it is. Like spotless. I remember walking and coming across some food courts, and you would think with the food court you would smell like different foods. No, honey, you smelled cleaning products. Okay? And I love that smell. I thrive in that smell. That's how clean Singapore is. So definitely know the rules when you go. But Singapore, when it comes to cleanliness, 10 out of 10. Speaking of food, Satay Street. Satay Street. I will put the name of the actual place right here. But Satay Street. Okay, let's talk about it. I was on my way back to the hotel, and my driver was like, "Oh, have you tried Satay Street?" And I was like, "No, I just came from Shake Shack. I just ate." I was like, "No." He was like, "Well, are you interested in going? Because there's a lot of different foods, a lot of different, little spots that you can eat." I said, "Well, okay, take me there, right?" So I get to Satay Street, and the guys are like, "You gotta come try it. You gotta come try it. But you have to get a minimum of 10 skewers." I'm like, 10? Like, I just ate. Like, I don't want all that food. They were like, "Trust me. Like, one skewer is like one bite." So I'm like, "Okay, give me 5 beef, 5 chicken." I will insert the picture right here. So definitely check out Satay Street. You will not be disappointed. My overall experience in Singapore, I would probably give it maybe a 6.5 out of 10. I don't really feel the need to go back. Again, like I said, it's a very small country, so there's not much to do, but it's very beautiful. It's very clean. The people are very polite. So yeah, if you're thinking about traveling to Singapore or want to travel to Singapore, it's a great experience. Actually, scratch that. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 just for the airport alone. Singapore airport, I said that right, yeah. It's like futuristic. It's gorgeous. They have like the little robots coming around cleaning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like where am I? Like, it's stunning. Singapore's airport. That is a tongue twister. Singapore's airport is I would give it the experience, 7 out of 10. So definitely check it out. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. I'm currently living in Thailand, so I'm going to do a completely separate video of my experience living here so far. But another thing I want to mention about Southeast Asia is that it is beautiful. It's hot, but it's beautiful. The people are so warm and so welcoming and friendly. It is affordable to live here, and as a solo female traveler, I have never felt more safe in my entire life. So whether you're visiting Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Vietnam, Malaysia, Cambodia, wherever, Southeast Asia is amazing, and if you have the opportunity to travel here, I highly recommend it. You would love it. There's so many beautiful places, and I haven't even covered a quarter of it. So if you have any questions or comments or video recommendations, please leave them in the comment section below. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.